Good morning. My name is Lauren Van Meter. I'm the Executive Director at Safe in Hunterdon, and I am really excited for this podcast because we're going to be talking about some things going on in April, including Sexual Assault Awareness Month and Volunteer Appreciation Month. And Safe truly could not function without our volunteers. Up first, I want to, and by the way, it is so sunny and perfect in this studio right now, which is probably amazing for some upcoming events that we have. With me is Kelly, our Prevention and Outreach Coordinator. Can you tell us a little bit about what is going on out in our world for April?
I can. Good morning. Sexual Assault Awareness Month is a big month for us at SAFE, so we try to be out in the community as much as we can. Tonight is our kickoff. We have our Survivors Poetry Slam. We are hosting that at Alchemy Coffee on Stengel in Flemington. Doors open at 4:30 for the Dear Survivor letter writing, which is we have people come in and they write anonymous letters, just uplifting, supportive letters that we can hand out when we're working with clients of sexual and domestic violence. The Poetry Slam itself kicks off at 5 o'clock. We have some great people doing some poems. We also have some musicians. If anybody is interested, you can come on in, and it's pretty much an open mic, so we love that. That should wrap up around 6. Next up is next Thursday. We're doing Take Back the Night. That is for honoring survivors and victims of sexual violence. It is on the patio of the Art Museum in Clinton. It's a beautiful space. It's right by the mill. It's a beautiful night. We do a march. We have impact speakers, and we'll be dedicating this year. We have a little, what's called the Trinket Exchange. It looks like a little library, but we had it made in honor of Charlotte Oakey. She was the shopkeeper that we lost last year to violence. We will be dedicating that little Trinket Exchange to her, and we'll have that place somewhere in Clinton in the next couple of weeks, so people can kind of just go in and grab a little trinket, put one in there for someone else, just something in honor of her memory because it's something that she loved. And wrapping up our big events for Sexual Assault Awareness Month is our Denim Day Fashion Show. That is Thursday the 23rd. The doors open at 4:30 and the event itself will start at 5. We have many community members that will be walking in the show. There will be food. There will be door prizes. And it's really just a great way to talk about sexual violence. The What Were You Wearing exhibit will be featured as well, so people understand that sexual violence does not come from anything that they were wearing. And it's just a great way to kind of talk about it. You know, nobody wants to talk about sexual violence. Nobody wants to, it's not something that you're going to sit over dinner and chat about. But unfortunately, it's real. And many people have experienced it. And this is a great way to honor those people and to also get the conversation going, to understand what sexual violence is, why it happens, and to support people that have been through it. So we're super excited about the Denim Day Fashion Show. So I think that's it for our big events this month. But come on out, support us.
Amazing. And you talked a little bit about the letter writing campaign. What has that looked like in past years?
The Dear Survivor letter writing. So we have tables set up. So people will come in, they'll just write anonymous letters of support, just anything. We don't read them. You know, we seal them when we're there. They're on pretty colored envelopes, different colored pens. But it's something that we feel like when somebody's going through one of the worst things in their lives, they may not read it at that moment. They probably won't. But we're going to give it to them, and they're going to go home, and they're going to be sitting in this because now that all of the craziness of that moment is over, they're not in the hospital anymore. They're probably not at the police station where they may just be home alone and processing all of the things that just happened to them. And survivors tend to blame themselves. We know it's not their fault. It's never their fault, but they tend to be in their head rethinking. They're rethinking what happened. What could they have done differently? Are they a bad person? This should have happened to them. Is this karma? All those things are going through their head. In that letter, they're going to open that up and someone's going to tell them, it's not your fault. We see you. We stand with you. You didn't deserve this. And we feel like just that little bit of hope. And it's not coming. They don't know who it comes from. The person who wrote it isn't going to know where it goes. But just that little bit of hope that they can reread when they need it really makes, we think, makes a difference in those moments.
That sounds incredible. How many people usually come out for that?
We usually probably get 30 to 40 people. Having it at Alchemy, because it's an open space, even if people don't know what we're doing, they see us, right? Fantastic. They see us, they see all the papers, they see all the fun little swag that we bring, they hear the people playing music, or they hear the pumps, and they come on in. They come on in, this is what this is. I can sit down for 5 minutes and write you a letter. That's great. And we have children that write them, we have adults that write them. It's just a way for them to feel like they're part of it.
That sounds phenomenal. What are some, have we gotten any volunteers or people interested in greater Safe and Harmony services from those kind of events?
Absolutely. We always get people that disclose that they are a survivor and they may not have told anybody before that. So we definitely have people at those events where they feel safe. They know it's a safe space. They know that they can go talk to somebody. They're seeing the resources that they may not have known were available in the community, which is wonderful. But there's also people who see that, excuse me, and they want to help. They're like, well, what can I do? Okay, well, I can donate money. Sure, I'll do that. I'll go on the website. I'll do this, financial donations are always appreciated. But then they know, well, wait a minute, how else can I help? And then we tell them about our volunteer class. And we tell them about how to be a volunteer with SAFE and what a volunteer looks like. And we get a lot of people that sign up that way as well because they may not have known about SAFE. Or they may not have known that the volunteer opportunities existed with SAFE or what that looks like to become a volunteer. So to be able to speak to us face to face, because there are several staff members and some volunteers who attend these events, and they can actually get to talk to them and hear about it. And we definitely get volunteers from that.
That's phenomenal. And like a nice introduction for volunteers to our organization. Are events and things like that something that volunteers help with, or is it primarily just the response teams?
Oh, no, they can absolutely help with events. So once they go through those volunteer training classes, they can choose what they want to do. Not everybody wants to work with survivors and trauma. It's a lot. It can be very heavy, and not everybody feels like that's something that they can do, but they're great with, I can come out and table. Can I come out and help you set up? We're at the 4-H fair for 5 days. Let me take a couple of those days and I can talk to the public and I can tell them about our services and I can do all those things. So volunteers have control over what type of volunteering they want to do. They're not locked into certain hours a week or anything like that. They literally get the say of, here's what I can offer this month and here's what I'd like to do.
Oh, that sounds fantastic, especially because it's a 24-hour-a-day, 7-day-a-week agency. The opportunity to come out and do good for your community really exists, even for people that have really tight work schedules or, trying to fidget around kids' schedules. Definitely a lot of opportunity there. So that's very exciting. And speaking of volunteers, we do have a guest with us today. Hi, Sandy.
Hello.
Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and your role with SAFE?
Yep. So I've been with SAFE for 3 years, and I have been the crisis response coordinator for actually this month. It's been 1 year. I work closely with individuals who are experiencing crisis situations, and I also lead and support an incredible team of volunteers who are truly the heart of the work that we do. My role is being there for people during some of the most difficult moments in their lives, whether they're domestic violence, trauma, or any other types of emergency situations. I help make them feel heard, supported, and connected to the resources they need so they're not facing things alone.
I love that. Can you tell us a little bit more in detail about what you do with our volunteers?
I work very closely with them. They're highly trained, compassionate individuals who are willing to step up at any time, day or night, to support someone in crisis. Their dedication and empathy makes such a powerful difference, and I'm incredibly proud to work with them.
That's
They're
awesome.
great people.
So they're the ones that are actually going out at, say, 2 o'clock in the morning for, someone finds themselves at a police station, has some questions about getting a restraining order, and that volunteer, how long about do they spend with the client?
On average, it could be 2 hours, unless it's like an extremely special circumstance. You may be with them for 5 hours, but a majority of the activations last up to 2 hours.
Okay, and is there any expectation on the part of the volunteer for follow-up or continuing services with that client?
No.
Or is it kind of like a one-time interaction?
It's a one-time interaction as an advocate for your interaction with the client. And then once you complete the time with them, you do not see them again. They move on and they utilize all of our other services that are available.
Okay. So it's kind of like the starting point for people
Absolutely.
to come in. All right. And does do they go out and provide that sort of support to clients in other realms? Like if the client needs help with, say it goes to court and they're, in need of someone even just to sit with them because, the survivor may feel uncomfortable seeing the offender or any of those things. Is that something else that the volunteers help with?
They could do that if that was something that they needed. And also on an activation, we'll take the time to send out another advocate to sit with the children so they don't have to rehear everything. And it gives that person that's privacy to discuss what's happened. And we try to utilize every resource and support them in every way that we can.
Phenomenal. And how many activations a month are, people going out on?
Individually or
I mean, both, what's the average volunteer doing? How many total is the agency doing?
on average, like this past month, we had 37 activations, and our advocates that volunteer can do anywhere from 3 to 7 activations a month.
Okay. And what kind of support does the agency offer the volunteer? Because that must be, sometimes pretty difficult, right? To be listening to that much immediate trauma and just really supporting someone else through such a difficult time. What does Safe and Hunterdon do to provide support to volunteers?
They have access to us, meaning myself, you, or anyone else, if they need to discuss what happened and they don't know how to deal with their feelings
Okay.
because of everything they've been through with that certain survivor. They can call me anytime, even when they're in the midst of the activation and they're unsure of what to do. So we are available for them all the time and we support them through everything that they do.
Okay. And is there ongoing training for them? Is there like say something changes, and like laws change all the time, systems change all the time. How are they made aware of changes?
So every 3 months, I do a get together. I call it a dinner policy review. And it's super helpful. And it also gives them a time to talk with each other about their experiences when they're on activations. And they learn from each other how to handle certain situations and stuff. So it's very useful.
It's great. Can you tell us about the demographics of the volunteer team? How many people we have? Do we have men, women, age range?
We have people from ages 18 to over 60. A lot of them are retired. We have a retired school principal. We have a doctor. We have so many people and from all walks of life. And they all just come together and they're just beautiful human beings and they just support us. It's the best.
I love that. And do they kind of then communicate with each other and build a sense of community? Is there like a social media avenue, or do they have a text thread, or is there
Yes,
a way
there's a text thread that everybody is on, and it also allows them to reach out to each other to, hey, I'm sick, can you cover my shift? For something as simple as that, or they say, let's get together, let's talk about stuff, and then if the 3 months is going to be too long of a time to get together, we'll do something sooner, or whatever they need.
And can you talk about how many activations the agency had in March? And I don't know if you have numbers yet, but maybe how many we've had so far in April?
So March, like I said before, was 37, and today is April 9th, and we have had 10 activations already.
And for that 37, though, the breakdown, is that like going to police departments? Is that going to a hospital? Like, are they going to people's houses? What's the...
No, we do not go to people's homes, but it is solely the police departments, the hospital, and or the courthouse during the day. So all of 37 have been at those 3 places.
Okay. And what happens, if someone is... I know that we're like a domestic violence and sexual assault agency. Is that number broken down by category? Are there people that are seeking services for both in that total?
It is broken down into domestic violence and sexual assault. So some of the cases are both, some are just domestic violence, and some are just abuse.
Okay. And how, if someone was interested in becoming a volunteer, how would they go about that?
So you could go to our website, safeandhunterdon.org, and go to the volunteer toggle, drop down, and just answer a few questions and submit it, and then it'll get to me, and then I'll reach out to you personally.
Perfect. And that online application, what kind of information, do people need to have an advanced degree? Do they need to have certain availability hours? What does that look like?
So it's just a few basic questions, your email, your phone number, where you live, because it's important that you are a resident of Hunterdon County because we need to respond to our activations in a timely manner. And then there's a little blurb where you can write about how you learned about us, why you're interested in training and volunteering with us, and just a few other personal questions. And it's not a lot because, like I said, I'd rather speak to you personally and share with you what the training looks like. And again, whether you choose to just do tabling or volunteer with us, it's important that you know what our agency does. That's the purpose of the training at the end.
And when that training does start, if someone were listening to this today on the 9th and wanted to join the next training, what would that look like?
Yeah, again, to submit that application as quick as possible. We are starting a new class on May 5th, so we'd love to have you.
Perfect. Anything else that you think people might want to know about your role or the volunteer team?
What makes this work is so meaningful to me is knowing that during someone's worst moments, we can offer a sense of safety, comfort, and hope. And it's not always easy work, but it's incredibly important. And I truly care about both the people that we serve and the volunteers who give us so much of themselves every day. It's super, super special. It's just a great group of people.
I love that. And just to know that we're so supportive of the people that donate their time and support our clients is, also extremely important to me as the director because, the people that are doing the helping, we really do need to take care of them as well. Anything else that you all thought of? Events, volunteers, stuff that you'd like people to know?
I don't think so. I think it's more of if you know about us or if you see our stuff online, if you follow our socials, share it out. I think that's the best way is getting our reach out, right? It's always a challenge to get people to a lot of people didn't know who Safe or doesn't know who Safe is, doesn't know what services we offer, doesn't know we even exist. So the best way we can do that is if you know about us, if you've worked with us, if you've come to any of our events, if you supported us, just share it out. If you see a flyer, share it out, let your friends know, share it on your socials, share it at work. Just the more people that know that these services are available, the more people we can serve.
Fantastic. Well, thank you both very, very, very much for talking about SAFE and our volunteer program, and looking forward to seeing some of our listeners at our upcoming events. And also, it would be incredible if people listening wanted to hop over to our website. Again, that's www.safeandhunterdon.org, and follow the drop-down menu and submit a volunteer application. We'd love to meet you and include you in the upcoming May class. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.